Hello again, everybody. I wanted to share with you my next round of revisions for my instructional design template. And as you can see on the screen, this is kind of the evolution from start to finish at this point. I wanted to make a note that the class that I'm focusing on, which was called Diversity in Schools, just went through a revision of its title. I wanted to update the title a little bit. So it's now being referred to as the multicultural classroom. And as you can see on the chart that I have the updates listed here and then additional revisions based on feedback received from classmates. Most of the feedback I received related to the questions that I wanted to have answered. I really struggle with finding the right balance or number of assignments for students to work on. I had asked my peers to give me kind of a number or a range, and they kind of told me like 2 to 3 assignments per module or per week would be good. I agree with them, and so I went back and looked at my course and noticed that some modules did follow that format while others were a little bit heavy with assignments, so I went ahead and made some adjustments. What was nice is a few of the assignments I actually just had like 2 separate discussion forums. So I combined the questions into one and gave students a choice. They could answer one question or the other question, which obviously ties nicely into some, best practices for giving students choices and making them feel like they're making decisions about their own learning. So that decision was an easy one for me. I added a student example of what I'm looking for. I think that always helps if students can see like an example for a project or how we want them to post in a forum ahead of time, especially if we have like specific a rubric or a grading policy so that they don't just miss points for something that was just a simple oversight and then they just feel so bad about it and it just stops them from progressing or just kind of gives them that negative kind of vibe. So I thought I'd go ahead and show you the course. I went ahead and created a new sandbox. I know the last video I created, I used an old shelf from the fall. It had some dates and funky stuff on there, so I went ahead and just requested a new sandbox. Again, I like to have a really clean course with not a lot of areas to click or get lost. I was always taught to try to keep it as intuitive as possible. So as you can see here that I still have all the things from the previous round of suggestions, like some embedded surveys. I still have my pre-assessment. It's going to be difficult to tell unless you watch my old video, but I definitely reduced the number of assignments. So you can see here I used to have 2 discussion forums per module. Now I have 1. I condensed them. So when you click on it, it actually will show you that there are options for students to choose which question. And some of them I mix it up where I say respond to one person. I have a few where I say no responses are necessary. Again, that's just something that I want them to take a look at. And something else. Let's see. Here I posted the example of what I'm looking for. And so I'm just trying to guide students down the right on the right track so that they can get the max points and they can kind of push themselves a little bit. I think sometimes, especially for undergraduate students, they really don't know what to post or the depth of the post, and so I wanted to show them what I'm looking for. So as I scroll through, you just see, I have just 1 discussion forum per chapter/module instead of 2. I reduced some of the video choices. I made sure to keep everything intact from the previous round of suggestions. And again, this is the entire course, so what you're seeing is not just one module. This is an entire 8-week divided into parts. And then, of course, projects and things like that. So again, the changes made in this round were reduction or the reduced number of assignments in each module, which I did. Added student choice options to the discussion forums. Did that. Added a student example of what I'm looking for a frame of reference for students. Did that as well. And I'm going to continue to revise and add things as I go on related to the examples and the forums. But this is what I have done thus far.